Just at the hardware, getting a few supplies for the weekend. Looking for a solution for behind that desto box, the route number. I might need 2 of them, front and rear. Plenty to choose from. This is going to hurt at the checkout, but I want to learn how to do this, so just bought a cheapy kit. Give this a go. And I just need a set of gloves. Hello again, welcome to episode 7, part 2 of the Atlantean 1101 restoration. It's Saturday afternoon, the sky's a little bit grey, a little bit blue. I've finished work for the day. I've got a couple of hours of sunshine, of daylight, to get a few things done. The mission for this part 2 of episode 7 is to get the upstairs finished. I'm just under halfway done, more seat frames to come out, etc. But what I'm going to do first is clean out a lot of that junk that's up there. It's in the way. I'm going to take it from that bus to that bus, and that'll get us started. Welcome to another episode of Steve Stuff. Where we left it the other night, and this is what we've got in the way. I've got seat cushions. I'll leave the light up here because I'll use that again through the week. More seat cushions, seat backs. There's a roll of floor, a roll of desto, boxes, tarp. I'll move it all into the Merlin over there, and that'll free up some space in here so I can work. Okay, update and change of plan. That's as far as I got. Those 2 frames cleaned and put in. Most of that stuff moved out of the back, and then I had a little accident and hurt my shoulder all over again. I'll tell you how. I was stacking all these cushions in the Merlin, and I pushed the top one in and turned away, and as I turned away I heard it start to slide out, and I thought the whole lot was going to topple, so I instinctively turned, threw my arms up in the air to stop it, forgetting that my rotator cuff in my right arm is no good. The full weight of 2 of those cushions came down, and I'm back at the pain level I was at when I fell off the scooter almost a month ago. So I feel like whatever tendon or ligament I tore or bruised in that initial accident, and has slowly been healing over the last nearly 4 weeks, I think I've torn it or bruised it again, because now I've got very limited movement in that shoulder again, and extreme levels of pain. And we all know you can't do this stuff one-handed. So, and it's raining again. We had a lovely week of warm, sunshiny weather, and there's an annoying front blowing up from down south. There's snow further south than us, so it's a miserable day. I've got to do stuff outside. I wanted to play with the welder. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to go home, get some heat on this, get some drugs in me, and try and rest it. So, apologies, but I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, it's almost afternoon. I've had a very lazy Sunday morning trying to rest this. I really did a number on myself. I'm so annoyed, even though it was an accident. It's really sore. I iced it last night, had trouble sleeping, trying to find a position that wasn't hurting. I think I'm going to have to go to the doctor, and someone told me I could get cortisone shots. I had this shoulder reconstructed years ago. I tore the ligament off the bone. I was at a work thing, so it was all covered by workers' comp. I had to have arthroscopic surgery. They reattached the ligament, and I was out of action for like 6 weeks. It was a nightmare. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive. Because it was workers' comp, they drove me to work in a taxi until I could drive myself after I could actually go back to work. I don't want that to happen. I'm really scared. That's the same deal here. I'm kind of confident it's just going to heal. Like, it started to heal, and then I went and did that reflex action yesterday, and I think I've torn it again. Anyway, I'm going to put myself on light duties for the bus. Hopefully you didn't have to wait too long for this video, because that's going to slow me right down. I do want it to heal, but I can't sit still. I need stuff to do. So today I'm going to keep going up there, try and do things that don't hurt so much, and also have a crack at that welder. See if I can't learn. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, start to learn how to weld, because that front bumper in the Atlantean has a kink or like a bend in it right at the point where the bracketry is. You can see there it's got damage. That needs to be welded up and fixed before I paint this. It's going to present a weak spot, and that could snap if I go trying to manipulate it. So teach myself how to weld and hopefully be able to fix it. We've got a nice day. It's still cool, but it's not raining. I'll get as much done today as I can. When I was leaving yesterday, it was raining, and that was the only window that was leaking. You can see I still haven't got that rubber in there properly yet. Driving me nuts. I'm thinking, why is this the only one? None of the others are leaking. And then I looked up and saw that. Now, it wasn't as pronounced as that. I've actually pulled on that and broken another 2 rivets, but it was definitely detached from the body. There are holes there that don't have rivets in them, and I think a little bit of a crack in a piece of the roof. So that could be the culprit. I'm going to drill out those rivets, re-rivet that rain channel in, and also there's a bit of movement just there. I'll put some silicone around the edge there, and that could be the reason this is the only one that's got water coming in. Well, there we go. Not the prettiest of jobs. They're the only rivets I had that had a long enough grip. And then some clear sealant around the windows. I'll pretty all this up when I eventually get around to prepping the roof for paint, but let's see if that's effective and stops the water getting in. I bloody hope so. And from down here, I couldn't film that for you because it was a bit precarious up there. I'm weakened by my shoulder and trying to drill one-handed and hang on for dear life with the other. I had no hand for a camera. I just want you to see this. I've got such a short attention span. I came up and I took the other 2 seats out, and I was going to start cleaning up and getting ready to paint up to here today if my shoulder would allow, and then I got distracted when I took the rear seat out and thought, oh, let's get that back cover off so you can watch it with me. Oh no, the big reveal. What have I got in here? A lot of dust, some heater ducts, and that. Looks like it's still got rolls in there. They've just all collapsed. They're actually still there. That rear plate is just the lighting plate. That'll come out with a couple of screws, and then I can get into the rest of it. Why not now? Executive decision, probably one that my body will thank me for later. I was going to try and get that out now. All the rolls, the numbers are there. So I'm going to use the original ones if they're in any good condition, that just to leave them in this bus. But to get down in there, shy of taking out this rear seat, well, even if I do take the frame out, I've got to get down on my side, on my belly. And to do that, I have to put weight on my shoulder, and it's just, no, not going to happen. So I'll go back to cleaning up this floor and these walls and stuff and getting this section here ready to get some paint on. Then I might go and play with the welder. one coat on that area there already, and it's drying pretty quickly, so I might be able to get a second coat on there before I go home. In all the restorations I've done, cars, houses, caravan, blah, whatever, even a motorhome, the one skill, I've always just tried things myself, and the one skill that's eluded me is welding. So someone said just go and buy a cheap gasless MIG and practice. So that's what I'm going to do. I've had a couple of little practice runs here. I think I've got the settings right now, so we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. It's very splattery. I think there might be too much flux. Let me just clean this up. Turn that off. These are some of my practice welds so far. I mean, they're pretty shit. That one's got a good little bit of, what do they call it, stacking dimes. That one there, not too bad. So, like I said, I think I've got the settings right. I'll just keep practicing here. That one doesn't look too bad. So that was the first one I just did. It's not too bad. A little bit skinny and a bit splattery. And then that was the second one. Looks like a python that's just eaten a wallaby. A bit fat in the middle there, but not too bad. A little bit of splatter around. So that's the first time I've ever picked up a MIG welder. I had a bit of trouble setting it up, getting the wire to the speed right. It got caught and it kinked and then it jammed. Fixed that, and then I think I've got the settings right. They're both quite low voltage and low feed rate. So I'm going to keep going with this for a little bit, and then I'll go up and put a second coat on that little bit of floor. Here's a few more that I've done, practices. They're pretty rubbish. I struggle to see properly out of the bloody, I'll have to buy a proper helmet. But yeah, that one's a bit wobbly. That one's not too bad, a bit spattery. That one's a bit blobby at the end. This one here I think would be the play of the day. Not too bad. And that one was just low and slow. I think that's, and yeah, I just think that's how I've got to play it. Next, I'll try welding a piece of metal to another piece of metal, maybe on an angle or something, but I don't have any magnets and clamps. They'll be the next purchase. Here's where we're at. That section of floor is painted. Those frames are back in up to that third one there. So the remaining 6 have to come out. I'll see how the shoulder goes. I will definitely try to get down here and do work before and after my day job this week. I might give the arm a rest tomorrow, and it's quite possible I'll have to take a day off work through the week to go and see a physio. So that should see me get this upper deck done. Whether or not I can get that rear box out, it's up in behind there, that could be an issue because I need to get down on all fours and then slinker down onto my stomach, and I just can't put any weight on this shoulder. Even though there's crap lying around everywhere, upstairs is starting to look all right. Well, that's going to do it for today. It's Sunday afternoon. It's about 4:30. Going to lose the light pretty quickly. I'll try and get down here through the week and get some more work done. Really happy with my welding. Not going to win any best in class awards or welding logies, but that'll give me enough talent maybe to fix that front bumper bar up. So yeah, there we go. And that's it for this week. I'm really going to try and get down here through the week after and before work and get that upper deck finished so we can wrap part 2 up of this video right now. I'm going to go home and rest this arm. Luckily I can drink left-handed. See you next time. Update. Today off. Don't tell anybody. But in between doctor's appointments I managed to scoot down here. Before anyone tells me to stop using my arm and puts it in a sling, I came down to get the last of these seat frames out, except for that one. The last 2 bolts are spinning on their captive nut. I just can't be bothered cutting. I'm just going to paint around it. So it wasn't too bad. I just used the left-handed spanner, you know what I mean? Rested my right one. I've got scans on Friday, another day off tomorrow. I'm just going to spend at home binging on TV. But I'll give that a sweep now to vacuum, and then that's ready for paint as soon as they give me the all clear. And then we're almost good and done. I shouldn't be doing this because I'm home from work on another day of sick leave, but I got stir crazy. So I came down and just did a very light coat on that, tied it up a bit, just making use of the time. Don't tell anyone. I'm too old for this. Not a very flattering view, I know, and I'm sorry. But there's no other way to get this box out. And even now, I'm not sure if it'll come out when I do take these bolts out. And sorry about my voice, I've got a touch of the laryngitis. Oh. Great, there goes another bolt. Oh my God. You can probably tell I'm not very good at doing things left-handed. This arm is still out of action. By Jove, I think I've got it. Oh. Sorry you had to see that. Let's see if we've got a result. Nope. Something holding it still. Other ones are out. Aha! Yoo-hoo! Oh, you little ripper. Righto, let's see what we've got here. So that bolts onto the back, and that's got the lights.
so I'm not going to need that, but I will keep it because it's obviously rare. This is all the windings, 3 separate spools of numbers. This lever clicks in between the spools. This one winds the number that you want. So say you want 007, you wind this one to 7, you click this over to the middle, wind that one to 7 or 0 and click that one over, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to take this out. I don't need it, and hang on to that as well. Someone may need it, the museum or whatever. I'm just going to put 007 in there and be fixed with it. Okay, so we've got screws here that have got a small nut on the back of them. Screws are rusted and the nut is almost impossible. It's impossible for me to get any tool onto it. So, as usual, it's got to come out the hard way. My grinder. Even though that can't be seen when it's mounted back up in the bus, I didn't want to make too much of a mess there, and I'll paint over those. So now, by rights, these should just pop out. Yep. Yep. And yep. Ta-da! Same as the front one that we did. And there are the rolls. So let's see what we've got. This is all seized, so I'm not going to. Oh, this one's going to turn. Well, that's a good O. So these are. Oh man, these are in great condition. Excellent. And these are the original to the bus as well. So they would have been in there since factory. See, this one's finished at halfway. 7's good. 0's good. There we go. And the rest of that is up here. Now, if I can get another 0, which I can, there's my 3 numbers I need to use. So I'm going to use the original numbers out of this bus, and I'll keep the rest of those that are in good nick. Like this one here looks to be all in one piece, although I can't get it to roll, so this is going to be a bit of a pain to get out, but good news. Just going to give this one a refurb like I did the other one. Clean it up, give it some nice matte black paint, and then stick those numbers in. That's going to do it. She's going to look like brand new. Second coat on the rear upstairs. Cleaned up all the walls and looking good. Last job up here is to get that Rear box in.
I'm back to finish the job and finish the video. I've been back to work for a couple of days. I haven't been coming down here before or after work though, because I've been trying to rest my arm, and also this laryngitis is trying to morph into some sort of cold or flu. I swear to God, someone's got a voodoo doll of me somewhere and they're just sticking little pins in. I'm not having any luck with my health of late, so I'm trying to fight that. But it's Saturday afternoon now. I've finished work, and the plan is today and tomorrow to get upstairs done. I want to get that box finished and get all the seat frames back in and finish upstairs and the cushions in, and that'll be that job, and you should be watching this video in no time. So those numbers I've cut from the one roll that was no good, and they're glued in there now. And the other two rolls, which are in great condition, I've kept, and they'll be there for spares. I'm going to go and have a look at this, see what it looks like outside. So why don't you come with me? Hey! Oh yeah. Very happy with that. You beauty.
So we're making progress. Next job is that back seat cushion. I don't know what to do with this parcel shelfy area. It's pretty crusty. I feel like I should clean it up. I did on 1128 and painted it. So it's just, I'll vacuum it and clean it first and then see how I feel. So rear seat cushion and then seat frames all need to go back in. All right, lost the light as you can see, but got all of the seat frames in. So now, almost ready to go. So tomorrow, I'll clean up all the seat cushions and the seat backs, put them all back on, and that'll be the upstairs done.
Good morning. Another beautiful day. Another day in paradise. And hopefully the last day of work on the upstairs job of Leyland Atlantean 1101. And I'll be able to show you the finished product after today's work. So what I have to do today is I got all the seat frames in last night. Today, seat cushions are going in. First of all, they're all going to get pressure washed, and in just a moment I'm going to give them all a coat of degreaser before I pressure wash. Then the seat backs, which I know are all good because I cleaned all those up and reupholstered the certain ones that I needed to do when I was up on the farm at Easter, and then that's the job done. So let's get stuck straight into it. I've got a lot to do. these that I need. I only need 15 for upstairs. Well, there's 2 up there, 3 up there already, so I think that's 18 I need for upstairs. I've got more than I need here, but what I'm going to do is clean them up and then keep the ones that are in the best condition and colour match the best, and then I'll give the others back to the museum. So we can see some of these have cleaned up better than others. Some have tears in them. Those two, so they'll go to the bottom of the pile. Others have cleaned up nicely. This is the back seat there. Some are passable and others just haven't even tried to get clean, like that one and that one, maybe with a bit of a scrub. These two are just completely different colours. But on the whole, I think I've got a good lot there to choose from. I want it to look as good as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just seat cushions, but after all the hard work I've done on that upstairs area, in fact, the entire interior, you know, you want to get it looking as good as you can. Let those dry now, and then go and put the seat backs in. Well, there's all the seat backs in. I'm just going to do one last little vacuum and tidy up here. Look how good that floor looks. And then I'll go down and get the seat cushions that I pressure washed a little while ago. They should be nice and dry now. So, and then that'll be the, I decided just to leave that there. I gave that a clean up. I'm just going to leave it in that patinaed condition and fill a little hole there. There seems to be possibly some historical water getting through there, as opposed to today's order. There she is, looking good. Allow me to take you upstairs and show you the finished product. That's looking forward and looking back. So yeah, we've got a mishmash of colours and things with the cushions, but you know, for the jobs this bus is going to be doing, or that I have in mind, no one's going to care. The Bus Museum in Sydney just had both their running Atlanteans fully reupholstered in the correct light blue, which is kind of like that, and it cost thousands. In fact, they got a grant, I think. I'm happy with this. Floor, walls, all I need to do now is the windows and fix that blasted window rubber up there, and there's an exterior one there that's got to come out as well. But there we are. I'll show you what it looked like before and now. I even got the new bus stopping light in. There we go. Show you what it looked like before, facing that way. And that's the interior. Next, painting outside. And finally, here we are at the end of part 2 of episode 7 of the 1101 Atlantean restoration. The upstairs, I must say, was a lot of work, especially with a bung shoulder and, you know, a cold and laryngitis trying to floor me. And a couple of days I had to take time out. It did slow me down, but we eventually got there in the end. And I hope you agree, it looks great upstairs. And now the interior is pretty well done. I'm going to start, in fact now while I've got a bit of sunshine, I'm going to start taking this front bumper off. See if I can't clean it up, and now that I've taught myself how to weld a little bit badly, I might even have a crack at that this afternoon and give it a paint. That will all be in the next video. However, until then, thank you very much again for watching. Don't forget, I have a Facebook page simply called Steve Stuff, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe the video and the channel. I'll see you next time. Ouch, that hurts. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Ah, makes the owl go away.